Hi everyone. Today we're going to be looking at a CMA review question from section D on activity-based costing. So the question says a manufacturer of wooden furniture has identified two models for analysis under ABC, right? So each model is associated with two activity pools, cutting and assembly. So there are two activities that the overhead has to be allocated to. Model A requires 25 cuts and 5 direct labor hours per unit, while this other model B requires 30 cuts and 7.5 direct labor unit. So the total factory overhead is given to us. So this is the total cost, 375,000. 70% is for cutting and 30% is for assembly cost. Okay, very good. So cost driver for cutting is number of cuts, and for assembly, it is the direct labor hours. Furthermore, 125,000 of product design overhead is allocated to these product lines and split equally between them. Okay, now we're coming to the question. What is the factory overhead cost per driver unit for cutting? Okay, so let's read the question carefully. What are they asking? What is the factory overhead cost per driver for cutting? For cutting, what is the driver? It's the number of cuts. If the company manufactures 25,000 pieces of furniture and they are given the split between model A and B, 60% is for model A, which means 40% is for model B, right? So that is implied. Now, all they're asking is the cost per driver unit for cutting. That is cost per cutting. Okay, there are some other information that we don't need. For example, the product design, we don't need all that. They've given all this information to confuse you in the examination. So let's not get carried away by those information. Let's read the question. Now, the first thing to figure out is what is the cost for cutting. So the total factory overhead what was the cost? 375,000. Now, out of which the cutting cost pool gets, I believe, 70%, correct? 70% of the factory overhead goes to cutting activity. So if we do that math very quickly, we are going to be getting 262,500. Hopefully that's correct. So this is the cost for all of cutting, right? Now we need to know the cost per cut. This is for entire cutting operation. So this is the activity cost pool for cutting. If we divide, what is the driver for us? Cuts. If we divide this by the number of cuts, we will get the cutting cost per cut. So the number of cuts we have to see. They have given us 25 cuts for product A and 30 cuts for product B. Okay. So let's write that down. Product A, we need to do at 25 cuts, and for product B, we need to cut 30 times. Okay. So totally, how many product A did we produce? We produced product A in total was 25,000, out of which 60% is product A. What is this number, please? 15,000. Okay. And product B will be the remaining 10,000. Okay. Now, number of cuts required, 15,000 into 25 plus 10,000 into 30. What is the total number of cuts now? Someone please. 675,000. Wonderful. So now we have the cost and we know the driver volume, 675,000. So cost per cut, activity cost pool for cutting divided by the number of cuts, the driver here. So let's do that math quickly. 262,500 divided by 675,000. So the answer comes to $0.388. So roughly 38 cents. So this is a straightforward activity-based driver costing. Right? Simple one. So if we get like this, that will be good for us in the examination. If you have any questions, do leave a comment below. We'll be happy to help you. Thank you.